like most people that are in NDT, by accident. Didn't know what it was, never heard of it. I was in my second year of college at Marshall University pursuing a accounting degree, believe it or not, and just had enough, and ran into a friend from high school, and just got to talking, and he said, "Yeah, if you're bored, you know, come see what we do." And yeah, that was 1978. So been doing it for a while now. It's stuck. So yeah, it's completely by accident. Started working for a company that did in-house NDE for a company that built power plants. So it was very different, obviously, and but a lot of fun. So like I said, I stumbled into it, and I would say that's probably very similar to pretty much everyone's story in the NDT. Nobody went looking for it, or very few people went looking for it, because nobody really knows what it is. And the people say, "Wow, that's a big stretch from accounting to NDE." But the accounting really actually helped a lot in the career as I moved through the system and started getting into management. Then all of a sudden you got a P&L and a budget and things like that. So it came in really handy. So yeah, it's I'm just glad I didn't stick with accounting. Yeah, that's had a lot more fun doing the NDT, I think. So I work for a company that manufactures digital imaging equipment and X-ray machines. So I'm pretty much solely from a work standpoint in the radiography side of NDT. That's today, and that's where I've been for the last 16 years. I travel. I spend a lot of time face-to-face with customers, dealing with training, applications development, helping with techniques and procedures and things like that. Don't get dirty anymore. I'm not what I would call a practitioner. I was for 30 years. I travel probably 40 weeks out of the year, going somewhere. I'm not on the road constantly 40 weeks, but probably 40. I average about 40 weeks a year going somewhere. So I've managed to hit every continent except Antarctica, and every state in the U.S. I just had the opportunity to see, so many places and so many things, and yeah. Getting people to know what it is and coming into the NDE profession. It's such a unknown field, but it's so important. And I think, we at least here in the U.S., we are so undermanned in the NDE industry, just like pretty much every skilled trade is undermanned. But how do we get the word out? How do people find out about NDE and who we are, what we do, and the importance in day-to-day life that NDE has? So I think that's our biggest challenge is, just letting people know, hey, we're here and we do something fun, and it's really important. So I think that probably the best advice would be really take it serious. Don't try to focus on one thing. Learn as many different things as you can. Get involved with as many different things as you can. I see a lot of folks that have came in recent years. They kind of focus on one thing. While it's good to be really good at one thing, it's also really important to have working knowledges of everything in NDE, because it changes, right? What is the hot button for today may not be here tomorrow, right? So the more you can learn, the more things you can get exposed to, and don't be satisfied with saying, hey, I do this or I do that. Be an NDT person. Fortunate enough to be involved with the ASNT Strategic Management Committee, and we've got a lot of things teed up. I think certainly getting the word out, uh, trying to bring more people in. That's certainly a very important thing that we want to address. Um, but also, I think our legacy programs or models of how we trained and certified people, it worked. It's 60 years old, right? It came out. This model was from the mid 60s, and the industry has changed. Everything that we do has changed, how we do it. And I think that's one of the things that we really need to try to understand is uh, not only for today, the workforce for today, but what is the workforce of tomorrow? What are the skills they need, and how do we prepare people for it? So I think for me, that's the primary focus of the next couple of years. And pretty excited to see what we can do with that. Well, I think one of the things in our business, and particularly in our business, because you see so many things of what can happen, the catastrophic events that can happen if we fail to do NDE or we fail to do it correctly. There's just so many examples in today's life. And I think one of the most important things that we have as a foundation is ethics. My go-to saying is, there's never a wrong time to do the right thing, right? And that's my little motto. That's my little tagline, and that's kind of what I try to live by. So, and again, that's in all walks of life, but particularly in the NDE field, with the ramifications of not being ethical. I think that's a pretty important piece. Never a wrong time to do the right thing.